Yeah. Good morning, my dear students. Today I will discuss about the concept of Zener diode and some problems based on Zener diode. Again, in previous class we discuss about the problems regarding on PN junction diode as well as half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. Briefly, once again I will recall the previous class. PN junction diode. How a PN junction diode is formed? A p-type material means a pentavalent impurity is doped on one side, trivalent impurity is doped on another side of a pure silicon or germanium, then it forms a PN junction diode. Right? Okay. Rectification means the process of converting alternating current into direct current is known as the rectification, and the device used to convert AC into DC is known as the AC means alternating current, DC means direct current. The process of converting AC into DC is known as the rectifier. In general, rectifiers are of two types. One is half wave rectifier and second one is full wave rectifier. For half wave rectifier, for the total input full wave, only half wave is converted into DC. That means theoretically the efficiency of the half wave rectifier is 50%, but practically the value of efficiency of half wave rectifier is found to be 40.6% only. And what is the formula for efficiency? Eta is equal to 0.406 into RL by RF plus RL, where RL equal to load resistance, RF is equal to forward resistance of the diode. Can you understand? Next, in case of full wave rectifier, there are two diodes are used. Full wave rectifier efficiency eta is equal to 0.812 into RL by RF plus RL, and its efficiency approximately 80.6%. Right? Okay. So, the total concept about the rectifiers and PN junction diode that will be discussed in the previous class. Now in this class, what happened the barrier potential and what happened the thickness of the depletion layer on increasing the doping concentration on both sides. See clearly here. Suppose it is a PN junction diode. It is a PN junction, ordinary PN junction diode. In case of ordinary PN junction diode, p-type metal is formed on one side, n-type metal is formed on other side. Again, you know very well, what are the majority carriers in p-type semiconductor? Positive charge holes, and majority charge carriers in n-type semiconductors are negative charge electrons. This is the well-known fact. And minority charge carriers present in the p-type semiconductors are electrons. There are a few number of electrons here. Similarly, minority number of charge carriers in n-type semiconductor are positive charge holes. Are you understand? Okay. Next again, due to flow of charge carriers from n to p or p to n, a chargeless region is developed across p and n. This chargeless region or the neutral region, which is called as the depletion layer. So, due to the constant transfer of the charge carriers, some positive charged ions, immobile ions are generated on n side. Negative charged immobile ions are generated on p side. Again, there is an electric field is also developed. Electric field intensity is always taken from positive to negative. Electric field is developed between p-type and n-type semiconductor. Thickness of the depletion layer is equal to D. Thickness is equal to D, and the potential difference across the depletion layer is called barrier potential, that is VB. VB is equal to E into D, or E is equal to VB by T. So this is the concept about the PN junction diode. Okay now. So see clearly, how many number of positive charged holes are there in p-type semiconductor? In this diagram there are 6. Number of electrons on n side is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 means 6 pentavalent impurities are doped on one side. 6 trivalent impurities are doped on another side of the silicon. That's why 6 holes and 6 electrons are formed. So what happened? The number of electrons, if we increase the doping concentration, only 6 pentavalent impurities are doped such that 6 electrons are formed. If 10 pentavalent impurities are doped means 10 electrons are there. That means on increasing the doping concentration, number of charge carriers increases. Here also, on increasing the concentration of trivalent impurity, number of positive charge holes also increases. That means on both sides, more amount of impurity is doped such that number of charge carriers will be increases. It is positive, this is negative. What type of force exists between these two charge carriers? Attractive force. That's why the thickness of the depletion layer goes on decreasing or increasing the concentration levels. Right? Okay. Suppose here this is another diode such that on both sides it is heavily doped. Heavily doped means p-type material consists of large number of positive charged holes, and n-type material is also consists of large number of free electrons. Okay now. So on increasing this doping concentration, what happened to the thickness of the depletion layer? See here diagram. This is negative charge. It is a positive charge. The force of attraction between these two charged particles will be increased like this. All these positive charged carriers may be tend to move towards n side, and at the same time electrons are tend to move towards p side. That's why thickness of the depletion layer will be reduced. So this is a positive diode and this is a negative electrode, right? Thickness of the depletion layer in this case is equivalent to something, and electric field intensity developed between p-type and n-type semiconductors is equivalent to V by D, V by D. Now what are the difference between these two? Are you understand? See clearly. In this case, these are, and this is a diode which is moderately doped on two sides. Moderately doped means it is having a finite thickness of depletion layer. Intensity of the electric field is equivalent to VB by D. On increasing the concentration on both sides, thickness of the depletion layer decreases. D decreases means what are the value of E? E value increases because both are inversely proportional. That's why a large electric field will be developed in between p-type and n-type semiconductors. Right? Okay. Suppose this is ordinary PN junction diode. Let this diode is connected such that p-type metal is connected to positive polarity of the battery, n-type metal is connected to negative polarity of the battery. What happens? This is p-type and positive and this is there negative. P-type is connected to positive means p-type is connected to higher potential and n-type is connected to lower potential such that the diode is set in forward bias. So in forward bias, if the applied potential should be increases gradually and current passing through the junction diode also increases. Now a graph is drawn by taking voltage on x-axis and also current in milliamperes is taken on y-axis. That's why a graph is obtained like this, right? So this is called a graph in forward bias. Now again, in forward bias, the minimum input voltage at which the current starts flowing through the PN junction diode is known as the knee voltage. KNEE knee voltage. So in the same way, this highly doped PN junction diode is also connected such that p-type is connected to positive polarity and n-type is connected to negative polarity like this. Here also, these holes are strongly repelled from positive polarity. These tend to move towards n side. At the same time, electrons are also strongly polarity. That's why they are also tend to move towards from N side to P side. Are increasing the applied potential difference. Here also a graph is drawn by taking voltage on x-axis and current on y-axis. Current is taken in milliamperes, such that the graph between V and I will be similar to ordinary PN junction diode. This is a heavily doped PN junction diode, and this is the ordinary doped PN junction diode. That means VI characteristics of both the diodes, they are very similar. Maybe knee voltage will be different on both the diodes, no problem. But if p-type metal is connected to negative polarity and n-type metal is connected to positive polarity, what happens? Holes are attracted towards the negative plate, electrons are attracted towards the positive plate. Still, there is no current, means there is no charge carriers cross over the PN junction diode. That means current passing through the diode is approximately 0. But on increasing the applied potential difference at a particular voltage, the current starts flowing through the PN junction diode. Therefore, this potential in the reverse bias at which current starts increasing is known as the breaking potential. Why it is named as the breaking potential? At this particular potential difference, all the covalent bonds in this neutral region are broken. Right? In the same time, negative plate of the band is connected to p-type metal. P-type is also having minority number of electrons here. These electrons are repelled from the negative polarity, that's why they are moving like this. Suppose if one of the minority carriers present in p-type semiconductor entered into the depletion layer, in this depletion layer, this causes a breaking of one covalent bond. One covalent bond break means one electron and also one positive charge holes are also generated. Again, these electrons may be in collision with the next atom that may also break the covalent bond. One more electron, one more positive charge holes are generated. That's why number of electrons and number of positive charge holes inside the depletion layer that will be increases in a cumulative manner. Okay, now. So this type of breakdown is known as the avalanche breakdown. Avalanche breakdown. So avalanche breakdown that can be takes place in case of ordinary PN junction diodes. Okay. So this is the process. So in the same way, this highly doped PN junction diode is connected in reverse bias. Reverse bias means p-type is connected to negative and n-type is connected to positive polarity of the battery. What happens here? Here, there should be a negative, this is positive, and this end becomes positive polarity, this end becomes negative polarity. Applied electric field intensity, E dash is also along the direction of electric field intensity generated inside the depletion layer. In this condition, D is less, capital is more. So inside the depletion layer, there is a strong electric field. In addition to this strong electric field, we can also apply one more additional field which is in the same direction, and both the fields are in the same direction. That means resulting electric field intensity in this condition will be maximum at a particular moment. Field is maximum means force acting on the electrons. F is equal to formula E into Q. Where Q is the charge on the electron, maybe it is represented by E. On increasing the electric field, force acting on the charged particles also increases. Force increases means number of covalent bonds at the same time they will be collapsed immediately. All the covalent bonds are collapsed immediately. That's why a large number of electrons and large number of positive charged holes are generated within a fraction of a second. At that moment, they are moving towards P side as well as N side. They constitute the electric current. That means at a particular small potential difference in the reverse bias also, current increases through the PN junction diode will be maximum or infinite. So that can be represented like this. At this particular potential difference, almost the curve will be represented in straight line parallel to current axis. So this point in the reverse bias at which current starts flowing through the diode will become known as the, here also it is called as the breaking potential. Right? Now what is the difference between these two? In case of ordinary PN junction diode, in reverse bias, beyond the breaking potential, the current will be increased with the applied potential difference. But here, at a particular potential difference, current becomes infinity. There is no need of increasing potential difference. That's why it is having a sharp breakdown in a reverse bias. This diode is designed by the scientist Zener. That's why this diode is known as the Zener diode. The negative potential difference at which current starts flowing through the diode becomes maximum is known as the Zener breakdown and is represented by Vz. Right? So at Vz, current through the Zener diode becomes maximum. That's why there is no need of increasing potential difference to increase the current, because at this particular potential difference, current becomes maximum. Right? So due to this reason, this Zener diode that can be used as the voltage regulators in our electrical appliances. So voltage regulator means the main component used in the voltage regulator is Zener diode. So in which cases voltage regulators are used in our houses? In case of fridge, in case of TVs, or in case of any other electrical appliances, we are just using a regulator. Regulator means it regulates the input voltage fluctuations. Suppose more voltage, so what is the amount of voltage comes out into the room? Nearly 240 volts. But we are having only 120 volts, means 120 volts can be stopped. That means we are using the voltage regulator in between the source and also device or appliance. Right? Zener diodes are generally used as the voltage regulator. In which bias? In reverse bias. In which point? At breakdown region. Remember this point. What is the main use of Zener diode means? Zener diodes are used as the voltage regulators in reverse bias at breakdown region. That's the important point. Forward bias characteristics are very similar to the ordinary PN junction diode and Zener diode. Are you understand? So this type of breaking is known as the Zener breakdown, and this one is known as avalanche breakdown. Okay now. So there is one important point. Once again, all the covalent bonds are broken within this neutral region. Electrons and holes are derived. These electrons and holes, they can move from n to p side or p to n side. Once again, they cannot break the covalent bonds within the depletion area. Only they can move into the p-n junction, p-type particle or into the n-type particle. They cannot involve in the further breaking of covalent bonds within the depletion area. But in case of avalanche breakdown, it is possible. So that is the difference between Zener and also avalanche breakdown. Keep it in your mind, my dear students. Avalanche breakdown can take place only in case of ordinary PN junction diodes. Zener breakdown is possible in case of heavily doped PN junction materials. Right? Okay. Now I will explain how this Zener diode act as the voltage regulator in case of electrical circuits. Okay now, right. Awesome. Here I will explain how the Zener diode act as a voltage regulator and what is the symbol of the, before we discuss it, what is the symbol for the Zener diode? So the symbol of ordinary PN junction diode is represented as a straight line with arrow mark. This is the arrow mark, and this is a straight line. So here, arrow mark indicates the conventional current direction. Current direction is always taken from P to N color. That's why it is said to be a P-type material, it is N-type material, and there is a vertical line on N side. This is the symbol for ordinary PN junction diode. But in case of Zener diode, the vertical line on this N-type semiconductor is bending in the form of Z. Z stands for Zener. Ila bending in a that indicates the Zener. Okay na? It is symbol for Zener diode. Now again, how this Zener diode will be act as the voltage regulator? See here very clearly. So the circuit for the how the Zener diode will act as the voltage regulator. Right. Suppose here we are applying the input. In between these two, we are applying the input. Input is represented by input voltage is represented by Vi. This is the input voltage, and output is taken across a load resistance. Load means maybe this is in the case of TV. TV gaani, fridge gaani elo. The resistance is equal to R. Resistance is equal to R. But what is the value of input? Suppose the two pins of the fridge, they are inserted into the pinholes. Inserted means these are the two pinholes. What is the value of voltage? Voltage coming into the house, nearly it is 240 volts current. But this one is fridge, it is having only 120 volts. But applied voltage is 240. For the working of the fridge, we are having only 120 volts. And what is the excess amount of here? 120 is more. So, this మొత్తంగా వచ్చేది డ్రాప్ ఏమైతే మొత్తం ఇది బ్రేకింగ్. Total circuit may be collapsed. That's why in between input and in between output, just we are applying voltage regulator. And voltage regulator ga em తీసుకుంటాం? It is taken as the Zener diode. That's why Zener diode is connected like this. This is the Zener diode. In between output and input, this Zener diode acts as the voltage regulator. See clearly from this diagram, Zener diode and also load resistance both are in parallel. Zener breakdown voltage is equal to Vz. For example, let the output across the load resistance is equal to this output is equal to V naught. Suppose we are having the output 50 volts. 50 volts come. Compulsory we will select a Zener diode having a breakdown of 50 volts. And different electrical influences, they will working with different potential differences. That way, so that different voltage regulators are designed. అంతేగాని అన్నిటికీ ఒకే రకమైన వోల్టేజ్ రెగ్యులేటర్ అప్లై చేయం. Different voltage regulators means the diode is having different breakdown potentials or different Zener potentials. Suppose output is 50, breakdown is also 50 half. This is the diode having Vz is equal to 50 volts is used as the voltage regulator. Also, this one both are in parallel. In parallel combination, potential difference remaining constant. That means V naught is equal to Vz. And also this resistance is called as the series resistance. Let the total current coming from the source is equal to, this is equivalent to IL. This total current at this junction, it is divided into two parts. A part of the current flowing through the load resistance, which is represented by IL. Remaining current is passing through the Zener, that is equal to IZ, where IL is equal to load current, IZ is equal to Zener current, and I becomes the total current coming from the source. Observe, series resistance must be required for a particular value depending upon the output. Let input is equal to 240 MV. Just we are having the output is equal to 50. Okay now. What is the excess voltage in the input region? 240 minus 50. 240 minus 50 means 190 volts. This 190 volts should be dropped on the series resistance. Suppose if 190 volts of potential difference is dropped on the series resistance, large amount of potential difference, even though the series resistance should not be connected. That's why a series resistance must be having a particular value which is equivalent to a resistance such that it cannot be broken by dropping an excess voltage on it. So excess voltage is drop అయినప్పుడు ఇది బర్న్ అవ్వకుండా ఉండాలి అంటే ఎంతైతే మనం డిస్టెన్స్ తీసుకోవాలో దాన్నే సిరీస్ డిస్టెన్స్ అంటాం. దిస్ ఇస్ వేరియబుల్, ఇట్స్ వేరియబుల్ ఫ్రమ్ డివైస్ టు డివైస్ ఆర్ వాల్యూ షుడ్ బి వేరియబుల్. See here, input voltage is equal to 240 and output voltage is equal to V naught. So in so many problems IL is that I value is to find the value of IC. At this junction total current I will be divided into two parts, you know. Therefore total current in the circuit, first point, total current in the circuit I is equal to total current or current through the series resistance or current through the series resistance. Current through the series resistance is equal to I is equal to IL plus IZ. I equal to IL plus IZ. Keep it in mind. Next, the second point, what is the value of output voltage? Output voltage is equal to V naught. V naught is equal to Vz. Vz value compulsory ఇస్తాను క్వశ్చన్స్. ఈ రెండు ఈక్వల్ ఎందుకని? బికాజ్ జనరేటర్ and load resistance both are in parallel. In parallel combination, potential difference remain constant. So V naught equal to Vz. Third one, what is the amount of voltage dropped on the series resistance? Voltage dropped on series resistance. Voltage dropped on series resistance V అనుకుందాం. V is equal to V8 minus Vz. Right? Output is V naught. V naught is also equal to Vz. Input Vi. Remaining voltage is dropped on the series resistance. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ voltage dropped on the series resistance V and V should be equivalent to Vi minus V. Fourth one, current through the series resistance. Current through the series resistance I is equal to, according to Ohm's law, current I is equal to V by R. I is equal to V by R. But what is the value of V here? V is equal to Vi minus Vz by R. Vi minus Vz by R. Fifth one, current through the load resistance is equal. Current through the load resistance IL is equal to potential not across the load is Vz or V naught. Load resistance value RL. Therefore IL is equal to V naught by RL. It is also equal to Vz by R. Vz by R. Sixth one, current through the Zener current Iz is equal to, from equation 1, from this equation, Zener current Iz is equal to I minus IL. I minus IL. What is I? I is equal to Vi minus Vz by R minus IL is equal to Vz by R. So this is the formula for Zener current. Keep it in memory. Zener current Iz is equal to Vi minus Vz by R minus Vz by R. So are you understand? So those problems on the Zener diode, they are very easy. Very easy. Right? So this is the voltage, circuit diagram corresponding to the Zener diode acts as the voltage regulator. Now I will explain one problem regarding to the same concept. Okay? Children, the problem. It is asked that from the Zener diode circuit, only one circuit is there throughout the problems. For the Zener diode circuit, shown in the figure. Find the output voltage. Find the output voltage. Output voltage. Second one, voltage drop across the series resistance and the V value. Third one, current through the Zener diode IZ. ఇవన్నీ కనుక్కోండి అన్నాడు. But circuit is given by R is equal to series resistance 5 kilo ohm and VZ is given by 50 volts. RL is equal to, its value is 20 kilo ohms. 20 kilo ohms and the input is equal to 220 volts. This is the given diagram. Find the value of output potential drop across the series resistance and also Zener current. Very simple, you know. Output voltage is equal to the equal current. V0 is equal to Vz. And what is the value of Vz here? 50. Therefore, output voltage is equal to 50 volts. Right? Right answer. Second one. Find the value of potential dropped on the series resistance. What is the formula for it? Voltage dropped on the series resistance is equal to VA minus Vz. VA is equal to 220. Vz is equal to 50. Right? 220 minus 50, remaining voltage is dropped on the series resistance. 220 minus 50 means 170 volts. 170. Next, find the value of Iz and N. Directly we are using the formula Iz is equal to, what is it? Iz is equal to Vi minus Vz by R minus Vz by R. What is Vi minus Vz? Vi minus Vz is equal to 170 by R is equal to 5 kilo ohms. 5 into 10 cube kilo minus Vz is 50 by RL is equal to 20 kilo ohms. 20 into 10 kilo. That is equal to 5 ones, 5 threes, 5 threes and 5 fours. That is 34 into 10 cube pi 10 power minus 2 minus 0 0 cancel. 5 into means 2.5. 2.5 into again 10 power minus 2. Okay now. 34 minus 2.5 is equivalent to, it is 31.5 into 10 power minus 3 amperes or 31.5 10 power minus 3 means milli. This is milliamperes. Right? So this is the formula for Zener current. Very easy now. The problem is very easy. But in the sense of IIT mains level, one problem compulsory they are asking every time. Please, my dear students, focus on Zener diode circuit and how it solve the problem. E point to solve. Okay, right? One more problem is there. One other problem. See clearly. Very simple. If the input is given by input is equal to 80 to 120 volts. 80 to 120 volts. Series resistance equal to 5 kilo ohms and output load resistance is equal to 10 kilo ohms. 10 kilo ohms. Vz is equal to 50. Ide circuit is there. Find the value of maximum and minimum Zener currents. Find Iz maximum value and Iz minimum value. Ye problems, very simple problems. Iz maximum and Iz minimum. To have the maximum value, input is taken as high 120. For the minimum Iz, we are taking the input minimum 80. Enough. So what is the formula for Iz? Iz is equal to Va minus Vz by R minus Vz by R. Therefore, first one, maximum Iz. Iz maximum is equal to Va minus Vz. Maximum power at this for input 120. So Va is equal to 120 minus Vz is equal to 50 by R is equal to 5 into 10 cube minus Vz by RL. Vz is 50 because the output is equal to input 50 by RL is equal to 10 into 10 cube. Right? 120 minus 50, 170. 170 by 5. 170 by 5. It is 170 into 10 power minus 3 by 5 minus 120 minus 50 is equal to 7. And again this is equal to 5 into 0 0 cancel, 5 into 10 power minus 3. 70 by 5 means 40. This is 40 milliamperes, 10 power minus 3 milli minus 5 milliamperes. 40 minus 5 is equal to 9 milliamperes. This is the maximum value of Zener current. Right? Alani, to find the minimum Zener current, take the impedance 80. So here, for minimum, Iz minimum is equal to input is taken as 80. So 80 minus 50 by 5 into 10 power minus 3 minus it is same 50 by 10 into 10 cube. 5 into 10 cube. That is equal 80 minus 50 means 30. 30 by 5 6. 6 into 10 power minus 3 minus this is 5 into 10 power minus 3. 6 minus 5 is equal to 1. 1 into 10 power minus 3 amperes or this is equal to 1 milliampere. 1 milliampere. Are you understand? Again, my dear students, some more two problems. They are sending to the PDF forms. If any doubt, please contact to WhatsApp number. Right? In the same way, the present week syllabus is Zener diodes is not there. Only from starting of semiconductors to rectifiers. Keep it in memory. From starting point of semiconductors to up to rectifiers. Zener diode is not there in this week's syllabus. Zener diode can take place in the next week's syllabus. Right? Thank you.